Welcome, everybody. It's your girl, Delores, just the pink girl in my pink world, here on every social platform. And yes, YouTube, you see me twice. You see me in J News vertically, and you see us in landscape mode. So, hey, how you doing? Pick your pick your preference for us today. But J News, do you got anything to say to the good people today?
Um, Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gents, from wherever in the world you're watching us. I have one piece of advice, and it's the same piece of advice that I was given many years ago when I went to a live show for Progress. Don't be a dick. That's my piece of advice to you today. That doesn't just go for us here on streaming platforms and things of that nature. That's just life advice in general. Don't be a dick. That's all I got.
I hope that is. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I've told you I try to pick awareness month for us to cover and put in the corner of the channel and talk about. Well, this month, J News, they had a lot that your sister K normally celebrates. So where I will be rotating them. But in general, I will be talking about what happens this month. You have Native American Heritage Month, you have Diabetes Month, Lung Cancer Awareness Month, Pancreatic Cancer Month, COPD Awareness Month, Alzheimer's, Epilepsy, Bladder Health Month, Diabetic Eye Disease. They want you to have healthy skin, National Caregivers Month, and then you have a week where it's Transgender Awareness. I will on this channel be celebrating the lung cancer awareness because if you all do not know, if you've been on the channel long enough, my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer maybe a year and a half ago, and luckily she was able to ring the bell and get rid of it. So I am so grateful for that, and I always celebrate lung cancer awareness or any cancer period. COPD because she has COPD, epilepsy because if you all were here again last year, we found out she was epileptic, and that's something. And diabetes is something close to me because if you all do not know, I'm a diabetic who is currently working through some diabetic eye issues. So I might be off the podcast some. Next week we won't be here because I have to have a procedure. So we'll catch you up the following week, okay? But now, with all that being said, it's time. It's time for a what? It's time for a review, and it's time to go to the hit the road. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we over here in the studio with me and J News. We're gonna go to the back. Okay, back in the way back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna start off with WWE, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what it is. It's review time and it's WWE time. WWE was on the jumping around. Don't do that. The 27th, ladies and gentlemen, Monday Night Raw was 1692 on the 27th on Netflix. We had a WWE Intercontinental title number one contendership match where Penta and Rusev ended in a no contest. We had Roxanne Perez defeating Nikki Bella. We had Braun Breaker defeating LA Knight. We had JD McDonough defeating Sheamus. And for the WWE World Women's Tag Team title match, we had Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair defeat Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. J News, did you see any of this? And what did you think?
I thought it was a pretty decent episode of Raw. Penta and Rusev ending up in a no contest continues them to be in line for that Intercontinental Championship against Dominic Mysterio. So they're continuing that particular storyline on WWE TV. Roxanne defeating Nikki Bella was kind of a no-brainer because Nikki Bella hasn't really been doing much since she's been back on WWE TV. So her being able to put over the younger talent makes a lot of sense. There's a specific a specific corner of the WWE universe and fan base who really gets behind LA Knight. So a lot of people are mad that he lost this week to Braun Breaker, but that was also one of those things where you can see it coming from like a mile away because they're fitting to give Braun Breaker a push. So folks want LA Knight to be some sort of champion or spotlighted, but he's playing his role for the time being. So we'll see as to how that goes about. JD McDonough versus Sheamus was physical as hell. Those two Irishmen getting after it, and showing folks that that hard hitting physical professional wrestling can still be enjoyable. And then to end the night, the main event was really really cool and dope to see. I thought it was a great match between Alexa and Charlotte against Bailey and Lyra. And yeah, their tag team division is still a little bit thin, but this match was dope to see. So I would recommend folks to go back and watch it if they want to. So good episode of Raw this week.
Yeah, I overall enjoyed it, even though we'll talk about the watch along that I had yesterday. And the surprisingly I enjoyed it more than I thought I probably would have. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go back to the way back. Wow. We're gonna go to the next, which is NXT. NXT was on the 28th, the next day, on the CW, and we had for the WWE Speed Title Number One Contendership Tournament final match. We had Jasper Troy defeat Axiom. We had for the WWE Women's Title match, Kendall Gray defeat Lash Legend. We had Miles Bourne defeat Tavion Heights. We had for the WWE Women's title, NXT Women's Title, Tatum Paxley and Lola Vice end in a no contest. And for the TNA Knockouts World Title match, Kalani Jordan retained, defeating Jordan Grace. Did you see this, J News? And what did you think?
So for all intents and purposes, I'm going to say the loud part or the quiet part out loud. Even though I think Delores has said it before, I have no interest in the Speed Championship either for the women or the men. So I don't necessarily know as to why this was a thing. Jasper Troy is a newer wrestler to the industry. So him going over Axiom in this particular case didn't sit right with me. But hey, it is the WWE. Kendall Gray and Lash Legend was good. Kendall Gray continuing to spotlight herself on TV, and Lash Legend still looking like she deserves to be on the main roster. Miles Bourne versus Tavion Heights was random at best to say because they haven't been linked together since Miles left the NQCC. So, it is what it is there. The no contest between Tatum and Lola that has more to do with future development aspects of the women's title picture and division. So there was some interference there as to why it went to a no contest. And then the TNA Knockouts World Title match ended in a bit of controversy, and it seems that they are turning Kalani heel here because she won by cheating over Jordan Grace. So there's that part of it. So yeah,
She's been acting hellish, and so I it wasn't like, oh my god, there's a shock. I saw it. Nah, it was I saw that coming, and it kind of irritated me that like she can't be full heel, or she just can't go crazy. Like there's the same thing. If you all have been here long enough to know that I cannot stand about Willow is that she's just like, oh, bubblegum is fun, and it's like I know you ain't like that 25. You got to have a bad day someday, okay? It ain't all peaches and roses. It ain't, peaches and cream all the time. Also, for those who are wondering, I don't know what stream you're doing right now. We're supposed to be live vertically, and it says we're live vertically. I don't see it, okay? So if you just clicking and like, why is they not on? I'm sorry, that ain't us. That is StreamYard, okay? They figuring it out, and we figuring it out too. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go back to the back. And we're gonna go on to the next show, which was SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. SmackDown was SmackDown 1367 on the 31st on the USA Network. We had WWE United States title match, Ilya Dragunov defeat Nathan Frazier. We had Carmelo Hayes defeat Kit Wilson in a short match. We had Alexa Bliss defeat Nia Jax. We had MFT, JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, and Tamatonga defeat Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Did you see any of this, J News, and what did you think about it?
The only part of this show that I watched was Ilya Dragunov versus Nathan Frazier. Everything else didn't matter to me at the end of the day, if I'm being honest. I'm not interested in anything that they have going on. Carmelo Hayes is still in a pseudo feud with the Miz. I've got no interest in that. Alexa Bliss going one-on-one with Nia Jax for the umpteenth time. I've got no interest in that. And they turned my boy Jeff Cobb into just another dude. So no, thank you. At the end of the day, but Ilya Dragunov versus Nathan Frazier was a banger. Back-to-back weeks of Ilya Dragunov just having great matches, and this is going to continue. His pain is y'all entertainment, so keep watching. Because Ilya is one of the best out there to do it, and Nathan Frazier shows out, man. He shows out all the time, so I gotta appreciate his ability there to hang in there with Ilya Dragunov, trying to get his win back, trying to redeem himself from a match he had with Ilya 2 years ago on NXT. So it didn't work out that way. Ilya retains, but we keep the U.S. title open challenge going, and that's cool.
Yeah, that was the only match I really liked. Everybody else could kick rocks with open toe shoes on. But I just can't understand, and it's frustrating me why you can't have a good go home show for a pay per view or a special and have a good show. Why you got to have one or the other? I want both. Okay, I know it's not that hard because these people were not involved in the matches on the next night. You could have at least gave me something. Okay, there was a lot more you could have gave me, but this. Now I did enjoy the Drew Cody kind of segment with the contract signing, but again, it was very predictable. We already knew what was gonna happen. Hey, Tag, the analytic Gardner. Yes, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Uh, so I don't know how that how that all goes, but it is what it is. I'm not even gonna trip about it. I'm not gonna fight about it. It's not even worth my time at this point. So let's put me and J News to the back. We're gonna move on to the next company, which is WWE had a special. I forgot about that, and I was here yesterday. It was Saturday night's main event with the best in the world met the Yeet. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everybody who came last night to participate with me. We're gonna talk about the show itself. We had let me go back up. We have for the undisputed WWE title match, Cody Rhodes defeating Drew McIntyre in a good match. We had WWE Women's title match where Jade Cargill won the championship against Tiffany Stratton. We had the WWE Intercontinental title triple threat match where Dirty Dominic Mysterio defeated Penta and Rusev. We had for the WWE World Heavyweight title, vacant title, we had CM Punk defeating Jay Uso. Did you see this, Jay News? What did you think?
I did not watch the show in its entirety. Um, I have thoughts about the results just based on what's been going on WWE TV as of late. Um, I feel like the Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre thing came together rather quickly over the last couple of weeks. So it only made sense for Cody to retain here. Um, it's my personal opinion about the next match, and it is what it is, depending on whatever people feel. I've never been a big Jade Cargill fan either on AEW or the WWE. I feel like this title change is kind of forced. So that's my personal opinion. Not to say that Tiffany's reign has been great, but I don't necessarily feel like Jade is prepared to be a mainline champion on WWE TV either.
Have
Um,
you? Did you see the whole match? of her with Tiffany.
No, 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 no. I'm
Okay,
just talking about the decision to make her champion.
really, she did surprisingly way better
Mhm,
than I thought because there was like a semi botch thing where
mhm.
Tiffany, quote unquote, she went to go up on the rope, she kind of fell down, but they were playing into her injury, her leg injury, and Jade kind of quickly got up and kind of you could hear her talking like changing everything on the spot, which is normally not Jade like. So I don't know if I know she's been working with and training with other people, and we'll talk about when we get to the spotlight the infamous picture of her and her friends, who are all now title winners in
Yeah,
WWE.
that I wanted to. Oh, so that's one of the things I wanted to mention about this match, right? So the photo, right, of all the former AEW talent that are now
Mhm,
WWE champions. So it seems to be okay. So that's a thing, right? But
mhm.
following that on my timeline on social media has been the recent and I don't usually get into professional wrestlers' personal lives because it's their personal lives and stuff like that. But it
Yeah,
seems to be a thing on social media with the WWE fan base about who uh, El Grande Americano, aka Ludwig Kaiser, is walking around with in his personal life nowadays. So it seems that him and Tiffy aren't together anymore.
yeah. They we've talked about it on the channel, okay? This is a running thing between me and Jay News. I have said he really looked like he rather be private and she likes to be public, and
Mhm.
she would put him in a lot of her TikToks.
Yeah,
And he would stand there with the angry face,
yeah,
like, why am I here? And I could tell you can only do that for so long before you be like, hit the road, Jack. I got to, don't you come back no more.
yeah.
Just like Braun. Braun is dating. I forgot the girl from the Culling.
Izzy Dame, is that her name?
Yes,
Yeah.
Izzy Day.
Mhm.
And him and her make these funny TikToks where you can obviously see he's playing up the jokes or whatever. Like he took her fishing one time and she looked like she was just uncomfortable. It's like a back and forth thing. But him and Tiffy, I'm like, Tiffy, don't do this to this man. This man, like you want him to dance with you. You want him to like, you say funny things, he's looking at you like you're crazy. I'm like, please stop it.
Yeah,
But
it's been
I think when I say with that picture, which we'll talk about later, it's setting up for some other stuff because I don't know if you heard what John Cena had to say.
no, no. I mean, the only thing that I know that John Cena said on the show is that they're having some sort of a tournament to decide who his last opponent's going to be.
Yeah,
Um, and
and
I
the opponent will be from NXT, SmackDown, WWE,
Raw or
and
somebody who doesn't even work there.
somebody who don't even work there from another company.
Yeah. So
So
that
that letting the door swing open to who, what, when, where, and why, and who all is available to come and maybe participate in this tournament to eventually be the last person to face him. It starts not this week, but the week after in Boston, and then we'll go from there with the tournament.
yeah, for all intents and purposes, I haven't liked his road to his retirement. I just haven't at any point this year.
Well,
And this
explained,
particular decision continues that.
he
Um,
explained during the interview that he had leading up to the announcement of the tournament that he's physically and mentally not in the space that he used to be, and that he can't produce like he said, I can't keep up with the new people. I can't keep up with the people that are here now. So maybe that's the reason why he's chosen to keep it limited, keep it short, keep it to these certain people because he knows that they will quote unquote protect him.
That's
He just
fine. I don't have issue with that because John's correct, right?
yeah.
He's older. He can't keep up. If he feels like he can't keep up with the younger guys, that's fine. I'm just talking about how everything's been booked. I'm just talking about how it just feels like John hasn't had his hand in who he faces in
I
any of
think
them.
he has. I just think he's a very politically correct. Uh, for those who were like John Cena, they said that Triple H picked Brock Lesnar. John Cena and Brock Lesnar hang out a lot. John Cena and Brock Lesnar were hanging out weeks before then at Vince McMahon's birthday party. That you don't think he has a hand in choosing who you want. Like he has a hand in choosing. Even with Sammy and Sammy even saying that he had a chance to he got the okay to do the match with John Cena, and then even him being able to put his input to have Ilya take the title from him. They have input. It's just that when the backlash came, he didn't want his hands on it. He didn't want his hands on none of it.
So then, to your point, then Dolores, if he does have, because yet again, it's just me saying this out of speculation because I don't know, I'm not there, I don't work in the WWE, I don't know John Cena. But if what you're saying is true, then if he did have his hand in making the decisions and picking his opponents, then for all intents and purposes, this entire year has been a collective downturn on his freaking, like, it's not going to take away from the what he's done with his career, but this ending, this last hurrah of his just hasn't gone in the best way possible. So I would then make John accountable to how bad this retirement run has been, should I say. And yeah, man, if you ain't feeling it, dude, for all intents and purposes, you're gonna be retiring. And congratulations, and do your best in your future endeavors. But this, from my perspective, this
Yeah.
just not has not gone well.
I
And
think he
this
wanted to play
decision,
the oldies and the goodies. And it's just like, oh well, you gave Sammy the match that, kind of like nostalgia pop of like open challenge, and now Sammy's doing that. That was their way to do the open challenge. Is like, okay, from the man who started it to the
yeah,
man who has it now, that's the way to swing the door open. But and I mean, no offense, when it comes to open challenges, I haven't seen anybody do it better than Cody has, because he brought in people that you didn't think you were gonna ever see,
but
and
that was
then
but that was AEW, right? Because
yeah,
they have a different structure over there,
and I
right?
think that's why this tournament is supposed to be the open door, because I even just watched the interview where Jordan Gray said I had the most profound talk with. They asked her who was like the person she enjoyed talking to the most, and she said I enjoyed talking to Cody, and she was like because what he doesn't realize is when we had the double or nothing, and he put me in the battle royal,
Mm,
he he didn't know that that's what got me signed to TNA, and
mm,
then she was like, well, and unbeknownst to him, Brandy's first indie match was with her.
mm.
And so she was saying, and now I'm here, and I believe he had a great hand in getting me here. I feel like, you know, he has a great eye in seeing in people and working with people. And I kind of feel like that is kind of the thing. I know Cody and John are very close, even after we saw that behind the scenes or whatever.
Mm.
They are very close. So this tournament, I wouldn't be surprised if some of Cody's friends and family, like he considers family, shows up and pops up to get a chance or even get close to the end of getting a chance to face John Cena. Who? I don't know. I thought I knew, but now with this tournament happen, you can't predict who's going to be his last match and how does it go.
Right. That's a very valid point, Dolores. You can't predict who it is. And yet again, I'm speaking for myself. At this point, I don't care. I don't. I don't care.
I think only reason I care is because I just want to see if it's gonna be somebody new, somebody he's faced like a whole bunch of times, somebody coming out of retirement to get a chance to get a. I just want to see the lead up to it. The fact that it's on a Saturday night main event, I think he didn't want to put a pressure on himself to have a big time match on a big time pay per view. So I can understand that, but I wish it wasn't on a Saturday night main event. But I can understand they're gonna give him a great amount of time.
Yeah.
He's gonna get great. He gonna get his chance. I just hate that. I know I hate to be like this, but Goldberg retired on Saturday night main event, and I don't want you to retire on the same plate. platform that Goldberg. Don't do
But,
that to me.
but Goldberg's retirement was a little bit different, right? Because Goldberg was way past his prime, right? At this point, even the matches that John is having aren't bad matches.
Yeah.
John feels a certain way about his career and where he is in his life right now, but in the ring, it doesn't come across that way. Like, it still comes across as John can do this for another 5 years if he wanted to, and whatnot. It's just been the decisions that have gone into his opponents, now this tournament stuff or whatever the case is. And yeah, is it cool that we don't necessarily know who's going to be his last opponent? Maybe, but for me, it's like you barely played the greatest hits. You were tone deaf with the Brock Lesnar match at the end of the day, and what that heel turn at the beginning of the freaking year. Uh,
I thought he was throwing his. I think he thought he was throwing his friend a bone, and maybe that time had went by, and they were gonna have this match, and everybody was gonna
no,
forget. When everybody was like, "Boo!"
no,
At
nobody.
first, everybody was excited, and then we remembered why we weren't excited, and it was like, "Boo! We don't even want to see you no more."
The heel turn didn't work long term at the end of the day. Like, the moment was cool, but the way it played out just didn't work. Like, it this just has not worked. And I've said this on other podcasts myself. It's like, dude, the blueprint for how you should have played out the end of your career is there for you. Like, Sting's retirement was incredible that last year. And for you not to use bits and pieces of how that was constructed and formatted is beyond me at this point. And it's just, it's lost on me, man. I'm not going to take anything away from John's career. I'm just talking about what's happened with his retirement run. It just hasn't gone well. And I can care less as to how it ends up. Like I said, congrats to John Cena on his retirement and whatever he wants to do in the future and all that stuff. I'm just not in it at the end of the day. I'm just not.
Also, in this in this show, I realized the Jay Uso experience is old. It's and some people are like, well, he should face John Cena. I'm like, no, no, he should not pass him the torch. He should not. Uh Essentially, whoever faces John Cena, it will be the the sugar honey iced tea. Okay, because they will essentially be crowned as the person who who's going to be the next big thing. And so I don't think it. We'll see like some nostalgia things, some people who tried that's not gonna work. One thing I don't want to see is I don't want to see any kind of goofy like person trying for the tournament who ain't got no business being there. AKA when they don't got nobody else. The hurricane coming through. I don't want to see that. I want to see somebody who legitimately I might want to see wrestle him. I don't want to see like the boogeyman. I want to see none of that stuff. Okay? None of this. But I was excited for this show. I did like this show overall. I was surprised that Drew and Cody went first. Thought they would kind of go like next to last.
No, do you know why I disagree with what you're saying there? It's like it's the point that I made before, Delores. They threw it together within the last couple of weeks and whatnot. And what Jay Uso and CM Punk have been doing on Raw has been going on for a good month plus at this point. So that was the focal point story at for all intents and purposes. Yes, I do know Cody Rhodes is the undisputed WWE champion, but Drew McIntyre just got back to TV. So it's
Yeah,
just one of the,
I didn't want him to be the main event, but at least
yeah,
be like next to last. Don't put him
no.
first. Let him go home. And then after that, it was like, okay, so Jay won, and then Dominic won, which I was like, well, okay, I know you can't have too many wins, too many title changes or anything. But because Cody kept his, I was like, why can't Dominic lose his title, man? The man is over in AAA most of the time. Let him.
He's
Let
there in accordance to the WWE universe, because for all intents and purposes, I'm a professional wrestling fan. I don't consider myself a part of the WWE universe per se,
yeah.
right? But according to the fan base and everything that keeps on being projected online, Dominic Mysterio is their biggest star right now.
Yeah, he is. He gets a lot of sales, a lot of booze, a lot of. Other than Cody is the
Yeah, he's their biggest star right now. and
Yeah.
he's like the projected future of the company and all that stuff. I'm not trying to take anything away from the kid. Like, he's talented. He does good character stuff and all that
He
jazz.
just
But
bust everybody move. That's all he do. He just do everybody move. That's what irritates me. I need him to have one move of his own. He just does everybody moves. He does everybody's character. He doesn't have anything of his own. No, nothing of his own that he do. He
I
don't do
I
any of his
agree.
wrestling moves. He don't do any of his character moves. He comes out there doing the Eddie stuff. It's like even he tried to do the Eddie stuff in this match, and it's
Yeah,
another qualification match. He threw the
I do
pin to
not
the chair
disagree
and
with you.
fell down, and the referee was like, "What? This is no disqualification." Then he started getting beat by the chair by Rusev.
Yeah, I can't disagree with what you're saying. I don't feel he's found his own niche, because he's, like you said, he's borrowing and he takes from different people who inspire him and stuff like that. He hasn't found Dominic Mysterio yet. That's, I agree with you there. And but the point I'm making is that it just seems like the fan base is behind him. They're propping him up to be this big time superstar, and for all intents and purposes, I honestly don't see it. Because of the point that you made, Dolores. I don't see it because I don't feel like Dominic Mysterio has built Dominic Mysterio as an individualized character at the end of the day. So outside of the mullet and the mustache, which yet again is an ode to Eddie Guerrero, at the end of the day, I really don't know what it is that that as a professional wrestler that people gravitate so much to. He's a nice kid. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about the person. Dominic Mysterio is a nice kid. I'm just saying the wrestling character himself. He hasn't necessarily stood out to me, so I don't
And I
pay.
mean, like his dad has, like he could have even, he jacks his dad's stuff and doesn't even look right half of the time. I'm like, sometimes you just gotta. I hate to say it, but sometimes I wish they would send him back to the PC because he really needs to find his own like thing. Like it's not even you could have tweaked the frog splash or like you tall enough to do a flip or something. Like you don't do nothing different from what has already been laid for you, and that irritates me to death. But I did enjoy the show overall. Overall, I did love the show because you got some heartfelt moments because like somebody put side by side when CM Punk won the title the first time and he was on his knees like kissing the belt to like old man CM Punk now on his knees kissing the belt. Like it was very like okay, nostalgic. Where does Jey Uso go? Where's his next move? He's seemed like he's beefing with his brother. So we doing that again. I hope we don't have another bad WrestleMania match. But also Jey Uso, I love you down. I love you like cook food. But you and it's your stamina is not there anymore. You come in the ring after doing the yeet, and for 2 minutes, but when people were screaming for him to do it again, Jay News, he was out there doing it. I'm like, sir, how about that? If you can't breathe before the match, what are you gonna do for the next 20, 30 minutes? I don't know what you're gonna do. And you look gassed halfway through the match. But then you picked it back up. They kind of tried to say that, you were out of it. CM Punk repeatedly hit you with GTSs. That's what made you a little loopy. But no, sir, you need to get it better. Go work out with your girl, allegedly. Okay? Because he hit her move in the middle of the match, too.
Yeah, but she's been on and off TV for the last couple of months, so I'm not too sure how, pulling off her stuff is gonna help him. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, he did her little, he
yeah, I know.
did her yeet with the little knee she does. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, trying to be cute. But I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go on to the next company, and that is AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with Dynamite. Dynamite. Dynamite 317 on TBS HBO Max on the 29th. It was called Fright Night Dynamite 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a trick or treat tornado tag team match where Darby Allen and Orange Cassidy defeated the Death Riders of Daniel Garcia and Willa Yuta. We had for the AEW World Tag Team title number one contendership four-way match. FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dex Harwood defeat Jet Speed, which is Kevin Knight and Mike Bailey, Jurassic Express, which is Jack Perry and Luchasaurus, and the Young Bucks of Matt and Nick Jackson. We had John Moxley defeat versus Kyle O'Reilly ending a double countout. We had for the Women's World Tag Team title tournament quarterfinal match, Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue defeat Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata. For the AEW World title number one contendership four-way match, Samoa Joe defeated Bobby Lashley, Hook, and Ricochet. Jay News, did you see any of this? And what did you think about it?
Yes, I did see Dynamite on Wednesday. I thought it was a fun episode of Dynamite altogether. It started with a 100-mile sprint. That tag team match with Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy versus the Death Rider Boys was on one to start the show. So that was cool. That continues to build towards or what led to build towards the announcement of the men's Blood and Guts match. Post match, Darby Allin got on the microphone, going back and forth with Jon Moxley and the other Death Riders. The rest of the conglomeration came down to save from a beatdown from the Death Riders for Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy, and then they finally got around to giving the mic to Orange Cassidy by the end of the segment. Orange Cassidy has announced Blood and Guts, so it's going to be a mixture of the boys from the conglomeration: Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong will be participating on the babyface side, and then all the Death Riders, Danny Garcia, Wheeler Yuta, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and Pac will be representing for the Death Riders in the men's Blood and Guts match for AEW. FTR, I thought it was surprising to see FTR win the number one contendership for the tag team championships. For some reason, I would have thought they would have given it to the Jurassic Express or Jet Speed, just from a matchup standpoint and whatnot. But now FTR is going to go on to Full Gear to face the tag team champions, which is Brodito. But there was that four-way tag team match was also a banger as well. Very fun. But yet again, like I said, it was a surprise to me that FTR won the match. Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly had another banger 2 weeks in a row. This ending up in a double countout and whatnot. So that went the way that it went. This is when they did the promo bit to announce the men's Blood and Guts, not the first match. My mistake about that. The AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament quarterfinal match. I was honestly surprised that they had the girls win, the Sisters of Sin, Julia Hart and Sky Blue, but they have been a tag team for quite some time. Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata were just put together, so that makes sense from a storytelling and booking standpoint. Hopefully, the girls do make it far into the women's tournament, because I feel like the women's tournament is built for the more grounded tag teams in the AEW women's divisions, the tag teams that have been there for a long period of time, not just the ones that have been put together. I understand the perspective of putting the AEW women's tag team championships on established stars, but you also have to, if you're looking at it from the other side, you also have to establish some of these younger women's wrestlers as well. And you can definitely do that by either giving the tag team championships to the Sisters of Sin or the tag team of Ty J, in my opinion. But it's going to go the way it's going to go. I was told some other information there, so we're going to see whatever the final is going to be on that side. So hopefully that the AEW Women's Tag Team titles are elevated within time and are made to feel important. For the number one title contendership, I feel like this match was more not used for the sake of having Samoa Joe be Hangman's opponent going into Full Gear, but to find out if the other three talents in this match could be Hangman Adam Page's future future opponents and stuff like that. I've always said Bobby Lashley is right there to be taken. I understand that Bobby Lashley is more or less considered a baby face on AEW programming, but Bobby Lashley doesn't necessarily have to play that role. He is a tweener for all intents and purposes, so he can be a perfect person that Hanger can face off with after he's done with Joe. And same thing with Ricochet. Hook is not ready. Hook hasn't necessarily grown in the last couple of years from an in-ring perspective, and his mic work is okay. It's not the greatest, so I can't necessarily say that he should be put in that spotlight with Hanger as of right now. But Bobby Lashley and Ricochet could definitely do some good work with Hangman Adam Page into the future if they need more opponents if they need more opponents for Hangman Adam Page. So I think we can see feuds with either Ricochet or Bobby Lashley in the future with Hangman Adam Page once he's done with Samoa Joe after Full Gear. But yeah, like I said, it was a fun episode of Dynamite.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go back. We're going to go to the next show, which was Ring of Honor ROH. ROH was 139 on the 30th on ROWrestling.com or the app. You can see Dalton Castle and the Outrunners of Truth Magnum and Torboy Floyd defeat Leroy Shogun, Logan Cruz, and Tashawn Perez. We had Billy Starks defeating Aaliyah James. We had the Don Callis family of Lance Archer and Rocky Romero defeat Aaron Solo and QT Marshall. We had the ROH Pure title on the line, proving ground match where Lee Moriarty defeated Alex Zane. We had a mixed six-man tag team match with the premier athletes of Ari Daivari, Story Denali. Think I pronounced that right? I think I did.
Yeah.
Tony defeated Grizzled Young veterans James Drake and Zach Gibson along with Isla Dawn. We had Commander and Mascara Dorada defeat the Swirl of Play Christian and Lee Johnson. Every time I say their name, I want to just laugh. Jay News, did you see this and what did you think about it?
Yeah, to comment on ROH within the last month or so, I feel like the creative with ROH has been much stronger. The booking has been much stronger as well with certain talents. So it seems like they're really solidifying who is the forefront of ROH as of right now. Comedy act wise, fun guys wise, Dawson Castle and the Outrunners are great together. They cut a promo backstage that was released the day after this actually aired on Honor Club and stuff like that. So the Outrunners and Dawson Castle are, they might be vying for a future trios championship consideration and things of that nature via ROH. So keep an eye on that. Billy Starks and Aaliyah James actually did very well with their one-on-one matchup there. It seems like they're giving Aaliyah James a more in-depth look on ROH/AEW. So it could be that she might be sticking around for a longer period of time there, which is a good look for her. And Billy Starks always looks strong on ROH TV. So I think that might be a good stepping stone for both of them. The Don Callis family being on ROH is still a little confusing for me, but it worked. It worked either way. QT Marshall and Aaron Solo are going to be partnering, I believe, with Big Boom AJ to take on the Don Callis family on the pre-show for Full Gear. So that's probably going to be one of those tailgate matches. Excellent match between Lee Moriarty and Alex Zane. Zosos, as I like to, as is known out there. Good match between Lee and Alex Zane. The multi-person match here. Yet again, another good showing for by GYV. GYV losing via nefarious tactics and means by the premier athlete. So they continue their feud there. And Mascara Dorada and Commander together was such a treat, especially against Blake Christian and Lee Johnson. That was a cool match to see. So yet again, the Swirl being a definitive team on ROH TV, and they get spotlighted on a weekly basis. So yeah, man, strong episode of ROH for what it is, right? For what ROH is, and yeah, man, I think they're doing good things with ROH. So I just wanted to spotlight that.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the next show, which is AEW Collision, which happened. It was pre-recorded, but came out yesterday. On 116 on the first on TNT HBO Max. It was the Fright Night Collision, where we had Marina Shafir and Megan Payne defeat Miranda Alize.
No,
It's
that's Miranda Alizé. Come on now.
Alize.
You
Alize
know what?
like the drink.
Yes.
I didn't want to think like that because I'm very backhand colored, and I didn't want to make. I was like, I didn't want to make because I didn't watch none of this yesterday. And and Nick said Newell. Listen, y'all need to come up with some regular names, okay? Okay. We had the Bang Bang Gang, which I love. Ace Austin, uh, Austin Gunn, and Juice Robinson defeated the MXM TV, which is Johnny TV, Mansoor, and Mason. We had the Don Callis family of Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita defeat Anthony Bowens and Max Caster. We have the CMLL World Women's World Title match where Mercedes Moné defeated Olympia. Jesus, I'm tired of her. Commander Mark Briscoe and Roderick Strong defeated La Faction Inglanabe with Jalistico, Sammy Guevara, and Beast Mortos. With the ROH World title match where Bandito defeated Mascara Dorada again. Ladies and gentlemen, J News, did you see this? And what did you think about this?
Yeah, man, another solid episode of Collision. I thought that Marina Shafir and Megan Bain looked good together. Um, Nixon Newell is not new to TV wrestling. She proved that in this match. Miranda Alizé has to get her timing and her presence about her down when it comes to TV wrestling. That's the only piece of advice I would want to give. But I think that they now that they've premiered as a tag team or debuted as a tag team, should I say, on AEW TV, a couple of more matches under their belts, I'm sure that they will have, especially as they made their on-screen debut last week when they interrupted Ty J during a promo. Seeing more of Nixon Newell and Miranda Alizé, I don't think is going to be such a bad thing going forward on AEW TV. So I'm going to keep an eye on those two as they work more and more matches on AEW. The Bang Bang Gang looked great against the MXM TV collective there during the open casting call challenge. Glad to see the boys back on TV, that being Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson. I was wondering if Juice got injured again, but Juice is back. Ace Austin is great, and Austin Gunn it has great charisma at the end of the day. And is a hell of a professional wrestler. So it's always good to see the Bang Bang Gang together when they can get together. The Don Callis family versus the former acclaimed members here. This was probably the fun I had, the match I had the most fun with, because it was one of the most chaotic matches I've seen under the structure of will they coincide or who's going to turn on who type thing. Because there was a point during the match where Konosuke Takeshita literally powerbombed Kazuchika Okada off of the second rope while Okada was suplexing Anthony Bowens off the top. Let me not mention that there. Let me not mention that there. So it was more of one of those Tower of Doom spots and things of that nature. And Anthony Bowens and Max Caster were also not getting along. So we had the same things going on amongst both tag teams. Who can coexist? Neither of them could coexist. But at the end of the day, the Don Callis family got the win there. So that was fun. I thought that Olympia looked terrific against Mercedes Moné. It is amazing to know that Olympia has had less than 20 professional wrestling matches, and she looks as good as she does inside that ring. All praise and shout outs to Mercedes Moné for putting that match together and having Olympia look as good as she did. But Mercedes retained. So that was a foregone conclusion there. I didn't really pay too much attention to the 6-man match here between the guys from the conglomeration versus La Faction and things of that nature. It was kind of a throw-in match. I didn't even know that it was going to go down per se. But the conglomeration won that match, so it was what it was. And then the banger of the match, man, the main event was what it was. Bandito and Mascara Dorada tore it down yet again. This time on Collision, and Bandito retained. Very, very fun and solid show there. Bandito came out representing for the culture and stuff like that. Had the body paint on, representing for his family and Dia de los Muertos and things of that nature. So just wanted to point that out as well. But yeah, another fun and solid episode of Collision this week on AEW TV.
Yes, yes, yes. We're going back to the back. Next show is TNA. Really, it was just some hardy matches put together. That's all it was. It was Impact 11/10 on the 30th on Access TV. It was a very hardy Halloween. We got to see the final deletion match again where Matt faced Jeff. We had a TNA title tag team Apocalypto match where we saw the broken Hardys of Brother Nero and broken Matt Hardy defeat the Helms dynasty of Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee, the Bravado brothers of Harlem Bravado and Slot Bravado. Sorry. Every time I think about them, I think crazy. The Rock and Roll Express of Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the Decay of Abyss and Crazy Steve, the Rock Star Spud and Swoggle, the Death Crew Council of I can't remember the name, and James Storm. We had the Bruiserweights of Corey Hollis and John Schuyler, the Ugly Ducklings of Lance Lude and Robbie Killjoy, Aaron Biggs and Mecca McHenry. We had our Eric Royal and Mike Jordan, and then Dirty Daddy and Snotty Fox. I mean, these I, I saw this. It's crazy. It was crazy. I suggest you, if you want to go back and watch this show, just the only thing I say was too hilarious that I could not stop laughing. Uh we had the matches you saw when we went back and saw how King Maxwell defeated Rockstar Spud in 47 seconds. Rockstar Spud, listen, Rockstar Spud, you used to get just toe up and throw around like you wouldn't have to, and you used to get beat up by children. This is crazy. J News, did you see any of this and what did you think?
No, ma'am. I think most folks who follow us on a regular basis know I don't watch TNA, so this did not come across my
But
my
these
wall.
are some of the old matches that they have had. Uh the to watch the final deletion again was like the excitement and the weirdness. It was all over again. The tag team of Apocalypto match, I had never seen it, and it was crazy. It was crazy, and just to see some of the participants in there, they look crazy. And this match was crazy. So I was like, after looking at the list, you wouldn't expect nobody else but the Hardys to win. That was it. And then to see King Maxwell pin Spud was funny again. It was just funny. Ladies and gentlemen, on to Progress Wrestling. We had Jump in the Line. Listen, Jump in the Line. Listen, I got enough haters. Just jump in the line. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, and Jump in the Line was on the 26th of October on Triller TV. Sorry about that. Hyperactive. Did I say it on Triller TV? I'm not for sure. That's probably why I didn't put it down. Hyperactive, which is Anita Vaughn and Saphir. Listen, he's in.
Sapphire, Delores Sapphire, Sapphire Reed.
Listen, I do not want to call her Sapphire because there's another Sapphire that's spelled a different way.
I know I hear you, but
And
that's her name, Sapphire
it
Reed.
kills me every time they do that. Why y'all got similar names? Why we can't just have something different? Now I did enjoy a couple of these matches on the show, and I'll tell you which ones. Sapphire Reed and we had Harley Barlow and Lana Austin. That's who they defeated. Gene Money. J News, you know it's wild. Every time I say that man name, defeated Owatason. Owatason.
Yeah, Owada-san. Yeah.
See, I said that right. Hey, got it right. I've been practicing all weekend. I listened to it 3 times. Simon Miller defeated Mulligan for the Progress Women's title. We had Rainey Lerver. I'm
It's
not even gonna
it's
say
it's just Rain Leverkusen.
Leverkusen. Who the only Jay News can say some stuff like that, okay? I cannot. I have a brain of a 3-year-old toddler at this point. Okay? I can't do this. Defeated Rio in a title change. I was sad about that. I enjoyed her title reign in Progress. Progress Atlas title match. We had Will Cruz defeat Charles Crawley. We had Progress World title match. Man, like the Reese defeated Leo Rush. This is the match that I say I really like the most. Listen, I love Leo Rush. Man, like the Reese, you put those two together, you got fire. Okay. Progress tag team title 3-way ladder match. We had Diamond Eyes of Connor Mills and Nico Angelo defeat Lycos Jim, Kid Lycos, and Kid Lycos the second, and also defeating Sunshine Machine of Chuck Mambo and TK Cooper. Okay. J News, I don't think you saw this, but just asking if you did.
No, no, I haven't regularly watched Progress in a while and stuff like that. But it's good to know that a lot of the talents that they've used over the years are still working there. So that's always cool to know. I'm a big fan of Anita Vaughn and Sapphire Reed, so I want them to continuously get work. Gene Money still being around is the thing. Glad to see that Sessions is back in professional wrestling. I know she had some things that she was dealing with over the last couple of years with her mom specifically, and then with her own health. So it's good to see Sessions back doing work. Owada San's from Noah, so he's doing his excursion over in the UK. So that's part of his work there. Simon Miller is a regular on Progress nowadays, so he hovers around that Atlas Championship division. So you see a lot of Simon on Progress. The title change here for the women. I heard it was a really good match between Riho and Rain. So I got to go back and watch that. The Atlas Championship. I'm a big fan of Will Cruz. I think Will Cruz is one of the most innovative professional wrestlers that exist in today's industry. So I would like to see more of Will Cruz outside of the UK. Hopefully, that can happen in the immediate future and going into 2026. And Charles Crawley is one hell of a freaking character in professional wrestling. I like Charles's gimmick. I like what he does and how he goes about it in the ring as well. So I would want to go back and see that match. I saw video clips of Man Like Delores versus Leo Rush. That looked real good. Leo now back to doing solo stuff. I don't necessarily know what's going on with him and AEW as of in recent times, but it seems like his tag team with Action Andretti has dissolved for the time being. But the match between him and Man Like Delores seemed really cool and fun. And Leo Rush brought back his Blackheart character for this particular match.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to see any of the tag team ladder match thing. So
Yeah, I think if my top match would be Man Like Doris. I did enjoy the women's match, and if I ever need a good chuckle, anytime I see Gene Money, I know it's about to be a wild time. It's about to be a wild
a wild time, absolutely.
time. So as soon as I was like, "Oh, you coming up? Oh, who you gonna face?" And then that was when I saw Owada son. I have to pronounce that correctly. I was like, okay, and Owada son kind of played into the little mess. He kind of was looking a little messy, but he was like overall trying to keep it straight and stickler. And Gene was like, this ain't the time or the place for this. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go on to Jay News's favorite time of the show. It is New Japan Pro Wrestling. I say it like that when they when they come out and they be like, New Japan Pro Wrestling. And they get the little Batman voice on it. It is the Super Junior Tag League 2025.
Yeah, so we're gonna go to the 26th, which I believe was last Sunday. Yeah, last Sunday. So the Results for last Sunday's show: Clark Connors and Daiki Nagai defeated Tetsuya Matsumoto and Zayn J. House of Torture members Doki Sho and Yujiro Takahashi defeated Masatori Yasuda, Oleg Bolton, and Toru Yano. United Empire's Callum Newman, Jacob Austin Young, and Templario defeated Funky Carrot of Dragon Daya and Ryusuke Tsuguchi along with Shimakato. Bullet Club War Dog members Gato, Oscar, and Yuto Ice along with Hiromu Takahashi defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi, Katsuya Murashima, Master Wato, and Yo. And Block B matches were on this show. We had House of Torture's Dick Togo and Yoshinobu Kanemaru defeat El Desperado and Kukai. Bullet Club War Dogs, Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori defeated Tiger Mask and Yamato. The Ichiban Sweet Boys of Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles defeated Kushida and Yuki Yoshioka. On to the 28th. That was the next show. Shomakato and Zayn J defeated Masatori Yasuda and Tetsuya Matsumoto. Bullet Club War Dogs Oscar, Robbie X, Taiji Ishimori, and Yuto Ice defeated El Desperado, Katsuya Murashima, Kukai, and Toru Yano. Oleg Bolton, along with Tiger Mask and Yamato, defeated TMDK's Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, and Robbie Eagles. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kushida, and Yuki Yoshioka defeated House of Torture's Dick Togo, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Yujiro Takahashi. A block action. For the Super Junior Tag League, we have Funky Carrot of Dragon Dai and Ryusuke Taguchi defeat United Empire's Jacob Austin Young and Templario. House of Torture members Doki and Sho, the champions, defeated Clark Connors and Daiki Nagai. Master Wato and Yo defeated Gato and Hiromu Takahashi. And then we go on to the next day. Clark Connors and Daiki Nagai defeated Tatsuya Matsumoto and Zayn J. United Empire's Callum Newman, Jacob Austin Young, and Templario defeated Masatori Yasuda, Oleg Bolton, and Shomakato. Bullet Club War Dogs, Gato, Oscar, Ryuto Ice, along with Hiromu Takahashi, defeated Funky Carrot of Dragon Daya, Ryusuke Taguchi, Katsuya Murashima, and Toru Yano. That ended via referee stoppage, if I'm not mistaken, due to just beat down tactics from the Bullet Club War Dogs, I believe. That's why it ended in referee stoppage. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Master Wato, and Yo defeated House of Torture members Doki Sho and Yujiro Takahashi. B block action was Kushida and Yuki Yoshioka defeating House of Torture's Dick Togo and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Ichiban Sweet Boys, Kosei Fujita, and Robbie Eagles defeated Tiger Mask and Yamato. Bullet Club War Dogs, Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori defeated El Desperado and Kukai. On to the next show, which happened on the 30th. We then had prelim tag matches. Masatori Yasuda and Oleg Bolton defeated Tatsuya Matsumoto and Zayn J. House of Torture members Dick Togo, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Yujiro Takahashi defeated Shomakato, Tiger Mask, and Yamato. Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kushida, and Yuki Yoshioka defeated El Desperado, Katsuya Murashima, and Kukai. Bullet Club War Dog members Oscar, Robbie X, Taiji Ishimori defeated TMDK members Hartley Jackson, Kosei Fujita, and Robbie Eagles. Block A. This was the Block A to set up the, I want to say, the quarterfinals or the semifinals. United Empire, Jacob Austin Young, and Templario won their second match of the tournament by defeating Clark Connors and Daiki Nagai. Funky Carrot of Dragon Dai and Ryusuke Taguchi defeated Gato and Hiromu Takahashi. And the House of Torture members, the champions Doki and Sho, defeated Master Wato and Yo. So that let the House of Torture members come about the A block. We then had the show on the 1st, which was yesterday. Masatori Yasuda and Shomakato defeated Tatsuya Matsumoto and Zayn J. Funky Carrot, the Dragon Dai, and Ryusuke Taguchi, along with Oleg Bolton and Toru Yano, defeated Bullet Club War Dogs of Clark Connors, Oscar, Yuto Ice, and Daiki Nagai. House of Torture members Doki Sho and Yujiro Takahashi defeated United Empire members Callum Newman, Jacob Austin Young, and Templario. Gato, Hiromu Takahashi, and Shingo Takagi defeated Katsuya Murashima, Master Wato, and Yo. We then had Block B action to decide who was going to come out of Block B. Tiger Mask and Yamato finally got a win as they defeated House of Torture members Dick Togo and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. That was due to referee stoppage. El Desperado and Kukai got their second win of the tournament by defeating Kushida and Yuki Yoshioka. And then for the final match of the night, the main event, the Bullet Club War Dogs of Robbie X and Taiji Ishimori defeated the Ichiban Sweet Boys of Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles, which has the Bullet Club War Dogs setting themselves up for a Super Junior Tag League final match against the current champions of Doki and Sho.
Now, this is what confused me because I looked everywhere. This doesn't feel like the Super Juniors of old, and
Right.
there's no big setup. Like it has so far. The next preview matches we show or talk about, well, they don't really have one for one. There is no like nail in the coffin to this. This just looks like this is day 8 and is it.
No, there's
So
the final happened this morning.
Okay, so that's what I was trying to make sure of because I'm like, they didn't show anything. It
Yeah,
was last night. No problem, Tag. Thank you for coming.
yeah.
Uh
Final happened this morning for the Super Junior Tag League, and then there were other matches that were set up for the homecoming show.
yeah,
Uh,
that's what we're previewing. Hey Leonica, how are you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna preview. We don't have any real they only had three matches of yesterday that they had previewed, so we're just gonna talk about it. We're not necessarily gonna show it to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for preview, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a preview. We're gonna start off with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hiroshi Tanahashi's final homecoming. Oops, sorry, let me go back. We had the Super Junior Tag League 2025 final match, which was today. We had the IWGP Global Heavyweight Title match where Yota Tsuji faced off with Hiroshi Tanahashi. We had the IWGP World Heavyweight Title match, Konosuke Takeshita versus Hiroki Goto. So that's what I was talking about. It's not like they didn't have their own special pay per view thing. It was attached to the Hiroshi Tanahashi show. Ladies and gentlemen,
yeah, no, I'm sorry. The homecoming show. Yeah, they there wasn't a Super Junior final show, but the
yeah,
Super
that's what
Junior
I was
final
saying. It doesn't
was
feel
part
like
of yeah, the Super Junior final was part of the homecoming show. Yeah, there were a bunch of prelim tag matches that were slated for the show beforehand. One, two, three, four, five prelim matches before the Super Junior Tag League final.
oh,
The Super Junior Tag League final, the match between Tanahashi and Yota Tsuji, and then the match between Goto and Takeshita went down at the homecoming show this morning.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's why I was like, normally don't they have their own like show at the end? But this
yeah,
time they decided
yeah,
to put
they
it in.
folded into the homecoming show. Yeah,
Yeah, we have the New Japan Road in can't say that word and
Andre.
enjoy, enjoy. 2025 they didn't have anything listed as of yesterday, so that's just about it. But you know who got something listed? GCW. It's GCW and Limitless together to give you what? The massacre, the massacre in Maine. Listen, them crabs coming for you. Don't catch crabs. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the matches listed. Maki Ito versus KJ Orso. Danhausen versus Shotzi Blackheart. For the GCW World Title match, we have Effie versus Ricky Morton. For the Limitless World Title match, Desmond Cole versus Charles Mason. And VNDL48, which is Atticus Cougar, Otis Cougar, Christian Napier versus Savage Gnome Dozer, which is Bear Bronson, Gabby Forza, and Matt Tremont. Okay? And that's the end of the road. But no, we got a spotlight, and it's my turn. It's my turn, and I like to be a little extra. Okay, I can't just be normal. I got to be extra. Okay, and my spotlight of the week is these wonderful people right here: Jade Cargill, CM Punk, Ricky Saints, and Cody Rhodes. Listen, these are the definitions of sometimes you got to bet on yourself. Okay, they went to a company that was new starting. They essentially betted on themselves. Okay. CM Punk came in later. He kind of gave them a little boost in the arm, not that much, but he was there for a shorter period of time than the rest of them. Then they leave. They come to WWE, which at the time was known because of Vince as the place you go to die. Okay, and they have made something of themselves. They are all champions now. Ricky NXT champion, Cody world champion, CM Punk heavyweight. Listen, they all just champions. And I'm proud because my girl Jade, she did really good in her match. And she did very well. And she's been working with these three gentlemen right here to up her game. And she has said in interviews she considers Ricky like a brother, and she loves Cody and CM Punk. And CM Punk even was helping her in AEW to train, and so was Cody. So I appreciate that. And I made them my spotlight of the week because they deserve it. They bet on themselves. They have won and they are champions. J News, what do you think about
At the end of the day, like you said, they're all champions. Um, and that's accomplishments for all of them across the board. I'm still trying to understand where the WWE sees Ricky Saints in the future, outside of what he's been doing within NXT. And like I stated earlier, I feel like this particular championship win for Jade is kind of forced. I'm not necessarily sure if she's ready for that particular spotlight on the WWE level, but sink or swim at the end of the day. So we'll see how it all comes to bear. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes have been in the business for over 20 years. At the end of the day, they've been betting on themselves since the beginning, and to see CM Punk be WWE World Heavyweight Champion again speaks volumes in different ways. So I'll leave it at that. And Cody's been WWE Unified Universal Champion for a while now, so
it?
Cody's
Yeah.
Cody. So
Yeah, I think for me is that they both left. One, he was disrespected when he was left, and one left and just essentially there was a time where if you said or done things that to WWE they held personal, and then for the fact that Triple H reached out to CM Punk and worked his things out, and they're very cool now because Triple H used to hold a grudge too. And Vince went and met with Cody, came to his house and met with him, meant that this is a whole different type of your value is more like they didn't value you before, but they value you now. And even with the rollout J guy when she first came, like most of the time women don't even get that type of like spectacle and spark and stuff like that. And so that was something different. Hey, Tori's brain, how you doing? Hope you're doing fine. Tori out here making books, moving houses. That man out here making that money. I need to be like Tori when I grow. Ladies and gentlemen, me and J News, we're gonna go back to the Hit the Rope Studios podcast. Listen, I'm gonna put J News up here, y'all. I full screened everything. I ain't want to do that. And I'm gonna tell you a little bit. I'm gonna let ChatGPT speak about J News, okay? And this is what it says today. It says, Savannah, y'all better recognize J News came from New York, serving straight facts and fire takes. He's the best to ever do it. And he got the heart of a good man. Put some respect on his name, okay? Chat GPT has helped J News get a thing together. I don't think we're doing the QR code this week, are we?
no, no, no. So for all intents and purposes, as always, thanking ChatGPT for its whatever quotes that come out and get generated there. So there goes with ChatGPT. Uh, Thank y'all for watching as usual and being in the comments and watching us here on the Hit the Ropes podcast every Sunday, usually 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week we will be preempted. Delores and I will not be here next Sunday due to previously scheduled things and whatnot, but we will be back on the 16th of November with our regular reviews and previews and breakdowns of what was in the week of professional wrestling. You guys can catch me talking New Japan Pro Wrestling tomorrow at about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as I, the lovely Sanal, and SP3 break down the Homecoming show on True Heel Heat. So you guys can catch me there tomorrow. And yeah, as always, if you like to read movie reviews and things of that nature, I have my account on the Letterboxd app, and you can search for me there at John LYFNMG, and read my written movie reviews. This week was one of those weeks where I found out why people feel a certain way about fandom in general. When it comes to niche fandoms of things and whatever the case is, and it's interesting, man. It's interesting nonetheless to find out what kind of people exist on the planet uh, who don't necessarily understand or accept differentiating points of views. So it is what it is at the end of the day. So appreciate y'all as usual. Thank y'all, and we'll see you back here on the Hit the Ropes podcast on the 16th. So we'll be back then.
Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's my time. It's my time. Let me cut this banner off and put my banner on. I do a rap lyric because, as you all know, I love rap. Rap. I love music. If you all don't hear my special intros and outros to things, you all don't know. I have a love affair with music. Okay, but my song today comes from again Cardi B, and it is the song "Era Time." Okay, "Era Time." See, you see how the country come out of me. Um, the song says, "Somebody better get her because she out here looking fine." I'm not gonna do the ad-libs. Better pop your because I'm out here popping mines. The way these diamonds hitting itches, damn near going blind. Okay, because that Don Julio gonna do the trick every time. Okay, listen. You don't know Don Julio will do the trick every time. If you didn't know that, now you know I gave you a little tidbit. Also, Alizé, it's good for good. You don't know, ask your mama, your grandma, your great grandma about a word called hunch punch. Listen, y'all talking about cut waters out here. That was a cut water before a cut water, and it could do things that you ain't never thought would happen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to show y'all a little bit of razzle dazzle, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, let me start out with yes, we're going to be preempted next week on the Hit the Ropes podcast. Boo. But we'll be back. Also, I want to give a heartfelt shout out to my grandmother, who next Saturday is her death date. She was the greatest grandmother in the world, greatest person in the world, and is the person who told me I should do tech, and she introduced me to wrestling. So I will always, always celebrate her. I love her so much. Okay, now we on to everybody. Listen, if you ain't went over to theeducatednatural.com, I said theeducatednatural.com. She does websites, she does consultations, she helps you with your business. She out here making money, okay? And you want to get on the train, you better get over there. Also, sign up for her membership. Because from my understanding, she's trying to do it where you recommend somebody, you get a little kickback for it. Okay. And it's hard out here for a pimp. So if you want to get a little extra coins in your pocket, you might want to sign up. Okay. But women, if you have a hard time and you want to work out some things, figure out some things, come into the women's cause and lay your burdens down. Okay. It's the educatednatural.com/women to sign up so you can get your link to come in and join us women and have a good time and talk and work out some things and, let our guard down. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to pray for Miss Joy. She is still in the hospital. I talked to her today. She feels a little bit better, but not the greatest. We'll see about Monday. Okay, we'll see about Monday. Because if she's determined, like the person I'm gonna talk to after this, determined to get things done. Ladies and gentlemen, every Monday and Thursday at 9:05 Eastern, 6:05 Pacific, you can catch Miss Joy. Mondays are crafting, Thursdays are prayer. If you want to be on the prayer list, please comment below the date of the prayer that you see, and then we'll definitely add you onto the prayer list. Okay, so please do that. We're still accepting blocks and services and things for the boys' foster home coming up. We're waiting on the person who runs the foster home to or her assistant to send us a video so they can give you a little bit more about what happens there and why these boys need the things that they need. because please, we need to show them that somebody cares about them. Ladies and gentlemen, also, please keep Miss Shirley in your thoughts and prayers. She came on Thursday, but she was not feeling good, ladies and gentlemen. She was like, I got to do it for my people. But if you've never been in Miss Shirley's live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, come on in and join and have some fun. You get to see Annie the cat that you see right there. And you get to learn some real good gardening tips and life tips. Miss Shirley will tell you everything you need to know. Also, she got some good wine tips. If you ain't never seen her drinking that wine, she got some good wine tips for you. Okay? Make me want to go out there and get me a little sip. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, going over to the Workhorse Wrestling Network. I am your manager over at the Workhorse Wrestling Network. I am Delores. Okay? You got CM and ALW, who are the parents of the podcast. You have Sammy and Nika, who are the kids. And if this was the Red Reds, I would be Angelica, okay? Trying to get the chaos together. But go on over and gallop on over there to the Workhorse Wrestling Network. Ladies and gentlemen, to the best moderator, the best gamer, and just an overall funny, good person, it's Jaleel757. Please go check him out. Please, please, please go on over there and check Jaleel757 out. He's just so great, and I appreciate all his help. Slim J Longfoot has been on for some watch alongs. That's his personal QR code to all his social medias. Go check him out. He's everywhere. He's a graphic designer. He makes books and comic books. And if you want some comic books from a black comic book creator, him and Johnny Quest Gaming run UGI Studios. I would like to scream A-Town down every time I see them because, they're from the great state of Georgia. And so, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and get some books. Or if you join his membership and you with me on the black goat level, we get to pick a book out every month. So I've been enjoying my time. Ladies and gentlemen, November 29th, it is Survivor Series War Games. Listen, I will be here live. They put many times out. You all saw it yesterday. It's at 8, then 6, then 5, then it was 7. But right now it says 3:30, 6:30, but then something else is 8. So I just put it at 8. But hit the notification on. You'll be notified when I come on November the 29th to see War Games. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, December the 6th, it is NXT's deadline, ladies and gentlemen. That is set for 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. That's what they have right now. So make sure you hit the notification so you can come in with me, have fun, play games, and watch Deadline. But don't forget, we just talked about it. We will be having on December the 13th the Saturday night's main event for John Cena's last match, as they call it, the last real champion, one last time. This will be John Cena's last match. You gotta watch the GOAT and see who's gonna face him, okay? We gotta see how it's gonna go, okay? Also, last but not least, I am Delores. Yes, I am Delores of Delores Design. I make y'all listen. I'm a pink girl in my pink world, helping you upgrade your world every step of the time. Now, yesterday I told you about something, and if you're watching again, listen. The first 10 people to email me will be a part of my little class that I'm having. I'm having a small free class. This is going to give you about an hour of good information to set you up, okay? Then we're going to move up to probably paid classes. And we're going to do more and more and more because Canva came out with some new things. I am doing Affinity and their stuff now. So we're going to give you up to date on this technology thing, help you save you some time and some money. This is how you can reach me. For those who are like, Dolores, you just gave out, I didn't give you my real phone number. Don't scream. It's okay. Okay? But please, you can text that number. You can call that number. You can set up with me. Send me an email. I got you. Okay? Now, until then, ladies and gentlemen, me and Jay News have had such a great time. Where's Jay News again? I just left Jay News in the back. There we go. There we go. We've had such a great time with you all. But I have to do one thing, J News. I have to tell them. Just like Seth Rollins, every time we come on the screen, me and J News, we burning it down, ladies and gentlemen. It's on fire. I see fire everywhere. I don't even know what to do. But I got something that might can help you. Because I want you to keep your clothes on, baby girl, baby boy. I ain't trying to see all that, okay? But if I cut off the lights, listen, don't light that candle. That's how we got caught up in here first. Okay. But me and Jay Lewis, we won't see you next week. But the following week, we're gonna tell you about what happened this week, last week, not last week, this week, next week, every week, okay? Because we are here for the Hit the Ropes podcast. And I gotta tell you, peace